What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you already know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. Um, BrandonJaneauShow. Sometimes you gotta space it, sometimes it's all together, but it's still BrandonJaneauShow. YouTube channel BrandonJaneauShow as well. Hope you guys enjoy that. Shout out to everybody that's been subscribing or following, commenting. Everything, man. I appreciate it. Just hit over 100 subscribers, so that's mind blowing into itself. Um, and on social media platforms, man, TikTok, uh, Instagram, Facebook, Brandon Janeau Show. On Facebook, it's the Brandon Janeau Show. Don't know why, but it's the Brandon Janeau Show. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this episode. So I was gonna bring this back in season 8, but just like everything in life, sometimes you get the opportunity, you gotta take it. Um, Welcome to random point of view or random shit. Sorry, point of view or random shit. That's how long I haven't done this episode, this series, I should say. Uh, Point of view or random shit. Like I said, man, it's been a minute since I've done it. I think the last person I did it on might have been the Chris Rock comedy special. So yeah, so it's been a minute. It's been a fucking minute. Um, so the point of view of random shit today is as simple as it can be. I want to start off like this. To to have the reason why I start off my podcast by, you know, yeah, telling you guys where to find me on social media and podcast platforms and shit like that, but it's more on YouTube, but it's more so about excuse me, it's also about what I say before I get into these episodes. Shout out to everybody that's subscribing. I know I got some new followers on Instagram, so shout out to y'all. And it's about thanking the people that's supporting me um, with this, because this is hard, man. This is a hard thing to get. I know people say podcasting is not hard. All you gotta do is use your phone and use your microphone and hit record and do all this other shit. That's for motherfuckers that think, oh, I'll just get on here and just start talking and everybody's just gonna fuck with it. That's not true. If you actually do podcasting, you know that shit is not true. This shit is hard. Sometimes you don't know what topic you really want to go into. Sometimes, sometimes you end up in certain situations with certain podcasting, and you might not be 100% set in stone on what the fuck you actually want to talk about. I've said numerous times that this podcast was supposed to be about sports and music and cultural shit, and then it went into other shit. And I started with thinking this is how my podcast is gonna go, and then it went 100% into mental health and me as a person and self improvement and all these things. And so it's not easy, man. And now I'm doing sports and music and all this other shit, but it took a minute. It took a minute for me to find my ground in this. And I'm saying all that to say, even though everybody has a voice, sometimes we don't know if we could use it for a career. That's the thing. We don't think this is a career thing, and then you start doing it more and more. And you're like, wow, I'm doing something well, and that's pretty fucking awesome. Um, what I'm trying to say is that this is my dream. I've always said this is a dream. I love doing podcasts. I know I've been in and out for the last couple months. Just life. I mean, life has been crazy the last couple months. But I love this. I truly, truly love this. And if one day I was to truly get a crazy amount of people that support this, I would be more happy and more blessed that I got supporters than a financial feeling because money's gonna come regardless. But that's where I feel like that'd be so cool is the people supporting it because we all know if the people support it, then the money will come, right? Why am I saying this, right? Point of view of random shit, right? Like I said, it's simple. I didn't talk about this when it happened. I think I did. Might have been on my sports show with my brother Juan, but I didn't talk about it. I'm saying all that to say John Morant is fucking everything he has worked for up, and there's nobody to blame but him. I've seen people do this, and I don't think. And here's the thing: I've not seen too many people really jump out there and defend him. I really haven't seen it. I haven't heard that many people. I mean, certain people on sports networks, like I think First Take, and I think certain people have said certain things, but most of the most people are saying he's kind of stupid for doing this shit again. Like I said, I didn't speak on it 2 months ago when he did this shit. Um, and this is the thing. Like, I don't feel bad for anybody that is like you're trying to diminish shit that you have created for yourself. And here's the thing: it's his life. He can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Once you hit a certain age, you are an adult. I don't give a fuck. Now, here's the thing: you could be an adult, but you might not be mature enough to be that. That's the difference. Like, you know, I know some fucking older dudes that's not mature enough on a maturity level to be considered adult like because they just don't have the mental fortitude to actually be a fucking adult. Ja is 23 years old. Let's get this out the way. He's 23 years old. He ain't 13. He's 23. He's not in high school. He's not even in college. You are a professional basketball player. You are the face of your team franchise. You are the star of that franchise. And you have repeatedly for 2 straight. This ain't like a year lapse or some shit. Like sometimes some people do shit like maybe 6 months, maybe a year lapse, and then you see this shit again. This is 2 fucking months ago. Like what? Like at the end of February, early March, and this is again, this is his own doing. And I see people going at his friends and saying they should have never put him on live, and I don't blame his friends for some shit that he should automatically know he shouldn't be doing again. That's the key point. Again, you did this once. You got suspended. You got pretty much told, dude, don't do this shit again. And you did it again. His friends don't lose Nike with him doing that shit. His friends don't lose Powerade when he does shit like that. His friends don't have a dog in his fight, but he does. And he has his own goddamn way. And here's the thing that people are now also put into perspective is the fact that this all started a couple months ago when there was a report that he threatened a kid. He threatened a teenager with a firearm. Like he did this shit. He threatened a kid with a firearm years ago. I mean, not years ago. Good God, a couple months ago, and that's when the first report came out that maybe there is something going on with Ja that we might need to check on. A couple of weeks later, that's when the fucking video leaked of him with the gun in the fucking club, like on a plane or where the fuck he was. He had a gun on him, and he teasing it on social media, and it's just like I don't know what the fuck you're doing. You are not this generation's Allen Iverson. He's not. This is where I keep hearing people say, "Well, Allen Iverson got away with a lot of shit back." No, the fuck AI didn't. The fuck you talking about? Like AI got AI got fines and every fucking thing. Suspend every fucking thing, bro. But AI was a part of that life, and that's why I feel like Ja. And now his thing. I don't know if Ja was ever a part of that life, but when you actually listen to his story, he had two parents at home, and that's I'm not trying to say like people that don't have, because I had one parent, and my mom made sure we never had to deal with that shit. But he had two, bro. Like you went to private schools. They made sure that basketball was your main objective. So you never really had a chance to be a part of that life. And I don't know if you just now feel like that now that people are fucking embracing you and you are in Memphis, which is one of those cities in the South that if you know some real you know what I'm saying? Like you know, and it feels like you're just being a part of that culture. And I feel like, and I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the rap culture. It's not the rap culture. I feel like you're just being a part of the young youth where you think the fucking world revolves around you, and it doesn't fucking revolve around you, man. And you're gonna lose everything your parents have worked hard to give you. And I don't know how many days your mom had to get up and take you to fucking practice. I don't know how many days your dad had to miss work to watch you playing basketball games. We don't know these stories. But for you to have this idea in your head, maybe you should sit down with your uncle, your cousin, Usher. I, Usher and John Morant are related. I think it's his uncle or his cousin, some shit. And he should sit down with Usher, and Usher should explain to this motherfucker how he was when he was this age with the world on his shoulders. Like this is the thing. The conversation is always this conversation is very interesting because I saw last night, and this is what prompted me to do this shit. I was gonna probably do it regardless, but last night really just kicked it into another gear. I was like, I gotta really do this shit now. So last night, Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, was on ESPN for the draft lottery, and they asked him right away, "Hey, John Morant, this video just came out. What's happening with it? Are you guys gonna go at him a little more personally? What's going on?" And he was like, he was very disappointed in seeing that video, and he says he expects the worst when he physically does sit down and actually analyze this video and does go into this conversation with him. And he assumes the worst. And when you hear the commissioner of the NBA say, "I'm assuming the worst," I'm assuming that it's more backstory to why he felt comfortable to do that shit again. When I've sat down with him literally a couple months ago, weeks on in, maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, and we literally talked about this shit. And I literally told him, and he brought it to my attention how he's helping these young kids connect with the game of basketball. He's explaining this to me and why I should maybe not give him such a harsh punishment the first time. And now you go off and you do this shit again, and it's kind of like, what? My hands are tied. What do he's gonna get suspended? This is kind of obvious. What my point is this, man. You got a chance to live a dream. A lot of kids in this world, man, that would love to be professional athletes, they become rappers because that professional athlete shit just wasn't in the cards. They probably could be a professional athlete, but they was too invested into what the fuck the streets was. And they got another chance and became a rapper, and great for them. But for you, there's more rappers that would love to be in your shoes. And for you to think that now athletes should be in a rapper's shoes is fucking stupid. I listen, man. I like I said, I grew up on AI. I grew up on a lot of that, man. I know, but it's just ridiculous for to see another young kid, man, another young man, young brother, man, just get to this point in their lives where they think that the street life is the is the proper way to move. When you made it out, like I don't understand that you are already there. You're the fucking dude already. Why the fuck do you want to be associated? Like I remember when I was a kid and AI had the Reebok commercial and he went and got Jadakiss. All right, that's cool. AI was in that light, but AI, uh, I fear if AI was in this era, what the fuck we would have saw. This dude doesn't have to do this shit at all, and you've already made the money. The difference between then and now is AI couldn't have made. He could have, but he never made this type of money that you are making, man. And you are already in contract. You're locked in. And I feel like for you, man, to just get to the point where you're now throwing your career away. And again, yeah, we could sit here and say he's 23 and he's 23 and he's a kid and he needs to maturity doesn't give a fuck about age. You mature when you mature. He hasn't matured. That's period. I don't give a fuck what y'all want to say. And don't sit here and say because he's influenced by the culture. That's still not a good point. That's still really not a good use. You know how many Trey Young is influenced by the culture. Trey Young you got Quavo, a little baby, and all them at the fucking Atlanta Hawks game for Trey Young. I ain't seen him do some stupid shit like this yet. New York Knicks was just in the playoffs. You had a whole bunch of New York rappers at them fucking games. I ain't seen that a motherfucking Jalen Bronson or Julius Randle post with the motherfuckers in the. Come on, bro. Like there's a particular. That's when you have never had that influence and you never been around that shit, or your parents just kept you away from that so much that when you finally get around some people that come from that culture and you get embraced by them, you think you're them and you're not them. You have not grown up in that era. You did not grow up in that type of situation. And thank God you didn't, my guy. I don't know why the fuck you're trying to do it now. It doesn't make any sense, kid. Like I think the dude could be way, way more productive if he stopped trying to be something he has never been. It doesn't make sense, man. I feel that he's gonna fuck his career up. I really do. Because I really do think in this era, and I saw this, and I think it is, and I hate to continue to go off on this era, but I really, really hate to go off on this era, but this era wants attention. And that's another thing about Ja. Like, you already got the attention. You're the fucking man in the city. Why would you want to go and now put everything you worked for in a fucking, like, in this position? Like, you already are the man. You're the fucking face of the Memphis Grizzlies. You are the dude. And then also to have the season that you guys just had, finishing second seed again in the West, but not just that, the showing you just had in the playoffs, getting your ass bust by the Lakers, for you to have this type of energy is ridiculous, my guy. He's gonna get suspended. The question is it 25? Is it 50? Is it an entire season? I don't think it's gonna be an entire season. I think it's gonna be 40 though. I think 40 games, 41. I can see 41. Suspend him for 41, then let him play the next 41. A 30, something. He's gonna get a long suspension. Like people could sit here and try to be like, well, he should. And I've heard everybody with this bullshit about where the open carry state and he was in the safety of he was in the car and all that shit. I feel like we need to stop trying to give people this fucking stupid ass thought process of we gotta stop this shit. We gotta stop with this idea that we can just. I'm getting tired of motherfuckers making excuses for people. That's what the fuck I'm getting tired of. This era is pissing me off because you make excuses for the people you want to make fucking excuses for. He has fucked up twice now. Nobody forced him to. He did this shit when the allegations came out the first time with him threatening the kid, and he fucking did that shit in the club just to piss you off. Then he got suspended. Now he's doing it again. I'm tired of motherfuckers trying to make excuses for everybody. Stop that shit. Because that's the shit that gets us all fucked up. Wrong is fucking wrong. We're not going to continue to make excuses for the motherfuckers we just like. At the end of the day, somebody better talk to John Morant. And I'm not talking about his dad. I'm not talking about anybody in his circle. I'm talking about like a real fucking OG. AI needs to sit down with this dude and literally tell his motherfucker, Usher, somebody. Somebody needs to sit this motherfucker down and explain to him what is more important. You being liked by hip hop or you being the man for an entire city and franchise. Because you're 23 years old, bro. And that life you're trying to get, in that life you're trying to achieve, you're going to give up all of this just for a little percentage of motherfuckers fucking with you for a little bit. But then they realize, oh, you ain't that nigga no more. You threw all that shit away to be with us. And we don't even fuck with you like that no more. Because you ain't that no more. Somebody better talk to that kid. Somebody better talk to him. I hate to see a young man, young brother, throw his fucking career away because you want a lifestyle that you just never had a chance to be a part of. And thank God you weren't. Because the way you moving, God forbid, you would have been dead already. There is no way in hell I'm posting that type of shit on social media. Fuck out of here. BrandonJaneauShow. I'm out. Peace.